My name is Jeremiah Tower. I started as an architecture school, but I wasn't a very good architect, so my first job as a cook, I had to earn money, so I became a cook, and my first job was Chez Panisse in Berkeley. And I did that for 5 or 6 years. And then I went to the Santa Fe Bar and Grill in Berkeley. And then I always wanted to go to San Francisco, so I did the Balboa Cafe. Then I did Stars in San Francisco, and that was the big, important one. I'm on the advisory board of the Escoffier School, and involved, I think I'm going to take the pastry course. So that's how involved I'm going to be. It looked wonderful this morning at the presentation. When the online program was suggested to me that I should look at it, be interested, I mean, my eyes glazed over. I just thought it was sort of the silliest idea I'd ever heard, you know. Then I had the presentation in San Francisco last year, and I was blown away. I honestly think it's the future of not just culinary education, but all education, because I remember those horrible hours spent in big lecture halls, you know, and falling asleep. But the fact that I could be in my own kitchen and learn, I mean, actually, I think at twice the speed. So I think it's the best thing that's happened in decades, 50 years. The advice I would give to students is the same that I gave all my cooks, which was to read. I mean, I mentioned the prefaces of the chapters of Escoffier, but also people like Elizabeth David, Richard Olney on Simple French Food, to find out what people have done so that you know what you're going to be doing. I mean, it's back to the future, basically. I believe that if a person has the right attitude, you can teach them anything, they can learn anything. When somebody would come in looking to me for a job in the kitchen or as a waiter or a busboy or whatever, if they didn't really know, if they didn't have any experience, I didn't really care. Because I thought if they had the attitude, you could teach them in a few days, you know. If they don't have the right attitude, if they don't want to work and they're not hungry and they're not passionate, then who cares how much experience they have, because they're not going to be any good. Last year, if somebody had come to me with looking for a job and said, you know, I have this online degree, online certificate, I would have said, so what, you know? But that's before I found out about the online school. And now I would think actually that it's a more interesting person who would select the online program and go through it now. So I'd be very excited to talk to them.